Couple of weeks back, I posted a video talking about how the upcoming S24 line of phones would lean quite heavily on AI to sort of bolster its feature set, as not a whole lot about those phones are seeing radical upgrades, but they will have the brand new chip from Qualcomm, which has been demoed and shown to be able to do a whole bunch of really cool AI stuff, presumably on device. And like I said, Samsung would be utilizing that new system on a chip to bring these pretty interesting AI features to this phone. In this video, we're going to be taking a quick look at this tweet from Mystery Lupin. I believe I've referenced something that they've leaked in the past. And what they are presenting to us here is this bit of probably marketing material talking about the S24 line of devices. And in this bit of marketing material, we have some interesting details that were not available at the time of my last video. So let's dive into this and talk about exactly what we are expecting with the S24 line of phones. So we have like a series of sort of descriptions here. So the first one, live translate. Speak foreign languages on the spot right from inside the Samsung phone app with live translate. So I don't exactly know what we're talking about here, but this was something we kind of talked about in the past as well. Basically, you're on a phone call with someone that is speaking a different language and it is translating it on the fly live. And I don't know if it's translating it. See, this is where things get interesting. So you're speaking English, maybe they're speaking a language you don't know. So does that mean that it's hearing them translating it and typing it for you? Or is it actually saying it to you with a voice in close to real time? And if either one of those are the way we're going, let's say it's typing it to you. Well, you're speaking English back to them. What if they don't know that language? Then what's that doing for them? Is it possible that this is translating both directions and speaking it? It says speak foreign languages right on the spot. Maybe? I don't know. Or is this something that both have to have this phone and it's going to just type it? You both have to have the S24 and it's just typing it for you? Definitely needs some more clarification on that, because this could go from pretty cool to incredible depending on exactly what we are talking about. Next one is nightography zoom. Brighten up your night with nightography, which I like to call nightography, on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Want a closer look? Zoom in from a distance, even in low light. So they're taking their sort of night mode and then adding it to their zoom. We have heard that the S24 Ultra will be dropping the 10x optical zoom in exchange for a much higher resolution, larger sensor that is going to do 5x optical zoom, and then of course digitally zoom from there. Perhaps that larger sensor, that higher resolution, will allow them to do much better in low light, even at a zoom. But again, I do want to point out that while this says S24 Ultra, this next section is for the S24 Plus, and it does talk about nightography zoom as well, bringing your night into light. Incredible low light shots made easy. So maybe the Plus and the Ultra will be able to do this. I'm not sure why you would differentiate those and not have it on the standard as well. I'm not exactly sure what to make of that there. Here's a really interesting one. Generative edit. Move or remove objects. Fill in empty space with generative edit. Requires Samsung account login and internet connection. So what we're talking about here is their version of Google's Magic Editor, where you can move objects around. If you move an object from here to here, there is a space left behind that needs to be generatively filled back in an intelligent way, right? You just don't want to have like a color. You want to have it actually read the context of the photo and fill that in. So that's what we're talking about here. But we've also seen some demos of potentially taking an image and then expanding it, right? So like you want to zoom out basically. Zooming in is easy. Zooming out is harder because you need more data. So it's going to be able to fill in that image. The interesting part of this is that we were kind of shown with this new Snapdragon processor, these types of things happening on device. And so we thought this would kind of one up Magic Editor by doing this all on device, but it appears as though an internet connection is required. So this really is going to be very, very similar to Magic Editor. The next two are just talking about how the camera is high resolution and the display is really good. And this next one is pretty much just repeating a lot of this stuff with the S24 Plus, which is good to see that they're not just sort of locking all of their best features into the S24 Ultra. At any rate, this is pretty interesting stuff. Maybe slightly disappointing in that their Magic Editor clone might not be something that you can do without an internet connection. It's going to still require an internet connection, which means something's being uploaded to the cloud and processing is potentially happening there and then being sent back to your device. Again, just like it is with the Pixel 8 devices. Luckily for all of us, we won't have to wait very long to find out all the information about this stuff. The reason you're seeing all these leaks is because the S24 line of phones should be announced and released by the end of this coming January, which is going to be beginning very, very soon. I'm filming this on December the 30th. You'll probably see it on December the 30th, so we're only like 2 days away from January. Anyways, definitely subscribe to the channel because I'll be covering more of this stuff as we go on. And of course, once these devices are fully announced, I'll be breaking it all down here for your enjoyment and for your infotainment needs. Like I said, hit that subscribe button before you go, guys. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.